Between endless deserts and villages that seem lost in time, there lies a country that feels as though it belongs to another world. Namibia. Here, nature doesn't ask permission to be impressive. It asserts itself with red dunes that stretch as far as the eye can see, and an ocean that seems to swallow the land in a breathtaking contrast. At every turn, there's a new landscape, a new surprise. In this remote land, the silence is profound, and the sense of isolation is so strong that time itself seems to slow down. The traditions and way of life of its people are preserved as if frozen in history. But there's something more. Behind the stunning beauty lies a culture that will challenge everything you believe about love, marriage, and friendship. Today, we're going to explore a Namibia beyond the stereotypes, where everything you think you know about relationships and coexistence will be put to the test. Get ready to discover the customs of a people who give loyalty and friendship a whole new meaning. And beyond that, we'll see how all of this fits into a country that is as wild as it is peaceful. Let's embark on this journey together. Namibia is one of those places that, when you look at it on a map, almost seems invisible, as if forgotten by the countries around it. Located in southwestern Africa, Namibia borders Angola to the north, Botswana to the east, and South Africa to the south. On one side, it's washed by the Atlantic Ocean, and on the other, it's dominated by vast deserts. Its geographical isolation and low population density make it one of the least populated countries on Earth. In many places, the silence and solitude feel so absolute that it's hard to believe life exists there at all. This is a land of contrasts. In one region, you find the Namib Desert, with its golden dunes that stretch as far as the horizon meets the earth. In another, the sea swallows the sand, creating an almost surreal scenery. But Namibia is not just that. It's a mosaic of breathtaking landscapes, dry forests, arid mountains, magnificent canyons, and even the enigmatic skeleton coast, where the sea and desert intertwine in a way you'll rarely see anywhere else on Earth. Being in Namibia feels like being on another planet, where nature has preserved its own identity, and the laws of time seem to behave differently. There's something magical about this country, something that challenges our understanding of geography, history, and even human existence. Namibia is home to the oldest desert on the planet, the Namib Desert, with dunes reaching up to 300 meters, about 1,000 feet in height. It's as if time itself has been trapped here, preserving a surreal landscape that few people ever get to witness. This desert is not just a sea of sand. It tells ancient stories with colors that shift throughout the day, creating an unmatched visual spectacle. From one of these massive dunes, you can see Dedvlei, one of Namibia's most iconic places. There, 900-year-old petrified trees stand like skeletons, telling the story of a distant past and a climate that turned the area into a natural graveyard. It's a scene straight out of a science fiction movie, and it's impossible not to get lost in its vastness. Beyond the desert, Namibia boasts abundant and impressive wildlife. In Etosha National Park, for example, you can find one of the largest concentrations of wild animals on the planet. Giraffes, elephants, and lions roam freely across vast dry plains that, at the same time, convey both solitude and a raw, untamed beauty. Namibia's nature, with its strength and austerity, is both captivating and overwhelming. These contrasts, blending the arid and the vibrant, make Namibia one of the most fascinating destinations in the world. A place where the silence of the desert is broken only by the sounds of wildlife, creating a unique harmony between life and desolation. Namibia is also a cultural melting pot, where diverse ethnic groups live side by side, preserving their traditions and roots in a country that feels suspended in time. Among the most well-known tribes are the Himba, Herero, San, and Owambo, each with its own language, dress, and way of life. The contrast between traditional villages and modern cities like Windhoek, the capital, is striking. Yet somehow, these different realities complement each other, creating a symbiosis between the old and the new. The Himba, perhaps the most famous of these groups, are known for their unique appearance. The women cover their skin and hair with a mixture of shea butter and red ochre powder, a striking expression of cultural resilience. For them, beauty is not just about aesthetics. It's a spiritual bond with nature and their ancestors. This tradition, passed down through generations, is a powerful lesson in cultural preservation. Elsewhere in Namibia, the Herero people stand out for their elegance. Their traditional dresses inspired by Victorian fashion, a legacy of colonialism that they have adapted in their own distinctive way. They are known for their farming practices and cattle herding, which play a central role in their communal life. Amid this diversity, there's a common thread: respect for the land and ancestry. Even as they navigate the complexities of the modern world, Namibia's communities continue to nurture a deep connection with their origins. This connection is celebrated through rituals, dances, and festivals, which form the beating heart of social life, a way to keep the flame of history alive. Among Namibia's rich cultural tapestry, one of the most intriguing and misunderstood customs, especially from a Western point of view, is the tradition known as the Friend of the Night, practiced by the Himba people. The story behind this custom is full of symbolism and deep meaning that go far beyond a simple idea of friendship. For the Himba, an act that might seem unusual or even controversial to outsiders is, in fact, rooted in respect and trust. According to this tradition, a woman may invite her friend's husband, or a visiting guest, to spend the night with her as a gesture of hospitality and to strengthen bonds of friendship between families. Far from being seen as betrayal or infidelity, this act represents a profound level of mutual respect and trust. It's a way of forming a closer connection between two people or two families, establishing ties of solidarity and mutual support. In Himba culture, hospitality is deeply intertwined with the belief that offering one's husband is not an offense, but a demonstration of genuine friendship. To them, it reinforces community bonds and ensures that relationships built on trust and respect are nurtured in tangible ways. In Namibia's villages, life follows a different rhythm. The absence of hurry and the simplicity of daily activities stand in stark contrast to the frantic pace of modern cities. Here, each day is an opportunity to reconnect with the earth and the values that form the foundation of existence. The villages, with their mud and thatch houses, reflect an intimate relationship between humans and the natural world around them. The scarcity of resources is balanced by ancestral wisdom that teaches how to live simply, yet with dignity. In their daily rituals, nature is not just a backdrop, but a constant source of teaching. Their spiritual beliefs, blending reverence for ancestors with respect for the natural elements, are passed down from generation to generation. The spirits of nature, like water and fire, are seen as entities with which one must maintain harmony. Ceremonies marking important life events, births, marriages, and funerals, are carried out with profound seriousness and respect. Although Namibia still preserves many of its traditional customs, modernity is beginning to make its presence felt. Major cities like Windhoek, the capital, are growing rapidly, with skyscrapers starting to shape the skyline. The country's infrastructure has developed impressively in recent years, and tourism, expanding at a fast pace, brings with it global influences that are slowly leaving their mark on local culture. The increasing number of young people attending universities and the growing interest in new technologies also show that, while tradition remains a powerful force, the doors to the future are gradually opening. However, this process of modernization does not come without challenges. With its vast desert landscapes and remote rural areas, Namibia still faces difficulties in providing access to basic services, such as electricity and healthcare in several parts of the country. The disparity between large cities, which already have modern infrastructure, and isolated regions is striking. Many village residents still live without electricity, and communication with the outside world is limited, creating a sharp contrast between the different realities of the nation. The great dilemma Namibia faces is how to balance its ancestral traditions with the pressures of a globalized world that demands change. Modernization brings the promise of prosperity, but it also threatens the preservation of many aspects of local culture. How, then, can Namibians maintain their sense of community their relationship with the land, and their spiritual practices while embracing modern development. This is a question that continues to be debated among Namibians, who seek a way to move forward without losing the essence of what makes them unique. Namibian cuisine reflects its cultural diversity and deep connection with the land. Local dishes are simple, yet highly nutritious, many rooted in the traditions of the various ethnic groups that inhabit the country. Maize is a staple ingredient, used in dishes like pap, a kind of porridge served with nearly every meal, and kapana, a type of grilled meat often sold on the streets. Exotic meats also form part of the diet, with antelope, ostrich, and even lion meat consumed in some regions. This reflects the direct connection with local wildlife, one of the country's main food sources. Fermented milk, known as mahewu, is another traditional beverage of great importance in local communities. Made from fermented grains, this thick drink is consumed as nourishment for both body and soul. In some villages, food and drink preparation remains a communal activity, often celebrated with festivals where families share traditional recipes and dishes. Beyond its cuisine, Namibian art and crafts also stand out. Tribes such as the Himba, Herero, and others create impressive pieces, from iron jewelry to carved wooden sculptures, that are not merely decorative objects, but carry deep cultural and spiritual meanings. Namibia's cultural richness goes far beyond its landscapes and traditions. Every dish, dance, and piece of clothing tells a story, a fragment of the past interwoven with the present, forming a vibrant tapestry that's impossible to ignore. With its wild and nearly untouched beauty, Namibia has become a coveted destination for travelers in search of adventure, unspoiled nature, and authenticity. Yet despite its growing popularity in tourism, the country retains an air of mystery, with landscapes so extraordinary they seem otherworldly. The Skeleton Coast, with its desolate shoreline littered with shipwrecks, is one of the most enigmatic and fascinating places. Along this coast, the tumultuous sea meets the desert dunes, creating an almost apocalyptic scene where nature and history intertwine in a truly unique way. Another hidden gem of Namibia is the Fish River Canyon, the second largest canyon in the world. With its towering cliffs and rock formations seemingly sculpted by time, the canyon offers a spectacle of color and texture that shifts with the sun's movement. Its vastness and arid beauty create an atmosphere of total immersion and silence, as if the world had paused to admire this masterpiece of nature. Namibia's tourism industry is largely focused on sustainability and respect for the environment. The country has heavily invested in initiatives to protect its natural areas and maintain the delicate balance of its ecosystems as tourism grows. National parks like Etosha National Park attract visitors from all over the world, offering an unparalleled safari experience where elephants, lions, giraffes, and zebras roam freely in their natural habitat. At the same time, Namibia has earned global recognition for its responsible tourism model, which emphasizes biodiversity preservation and respect for local communities. As more travelers explore its pristine landscapes, Namibia stands as a model of how environmental conservation and tourism can coexist, offering visitors not just a trip, but a transformative experience. The promise of adventures that cross the desert, reach the ocean, and encounter the majestic creatures of Africa's wilderness makes this one of the most fascinating and immersive destinations on the planet. Namibia, with its unique beauty and deep-rooted traditions, is more than just a tourist destination. It is a lesson in human diversity, showing how different cultures can coexist and maintain their identities intact in a constantly changing world. The stories this country has to tell go far beyond the stereotypes often associated with Africa. Here, the ancient and the modern intertwine in a way that few places achieve, and that's exactly what makes Namibia so captivating. Every corner of this country, from isolated villages to vast desert expanses, invites reflection on life, nature, and what truly matters. The people of Namibia have something to teach us about simplicity, connection to the earth and community, and the strength that comes from preserving one's roots. Modernity has arrived, but rather than being a threat, it has become an opportunity to evolve without losing identity. Namibia is a country of contrasts, but also of harmony. A place where the tranquility of the desert meets the vibrancy of wildlife, where the past and present coexist in astonishing balance. It reminds us that, in a world that moves too fast, there are still places where time seems to slow down, where human relationships are deeper, and nature's beauty leaves you speechless. Now we want to hear from you. What surprised you the most about Namibia? Leave your comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming adventures. We have many more fascinating places to explore together. See you next time, and thank you for watching.